Hello there, everyone. With this juncture, we will elaborate the life of Jose Rizal on abroad, specifically the ophthalmic surgeon in Hong Kong during 1891 to 1892. Without further ado, let's get started. Rizal left Europe for Hong Kong, where he lived from November 1891 to June 1892. His reasons for leaving Europe were first, life was unbearable in Europe because of his political differences with Marcelo H. del Pilar and other Filipinos in Spain. Second, to be near his idolized Philippines and family. Farewell to Europe. On October 3, 1891, Rizal left Ghent for Paris, where he stayed a few days to say goodbye to the Lunas, the Pardo de Taveras, the Venturas, and other friends. He proceeded by train to Marseilles, and on October 18, he boarded the steamer Melbourne bound for Hong Kong. Arrived in Hong Kong. Rizal arrived in Hong Kong on November 20, 1891. He was welcomed by the Filipino residents, especially his old friend Jose Mabasa. He established his residence at number 5 D. Aguilar Street, number 2 Rednasola Terrace, where he also opened his medical clinic. In Hong Kong, on December 1, 1891, he wrote his parents asking their permission to return home. On the same date, his brother-in-law Manuel T. Hidalgo sent him a letter relating the sad news of the deportation of 25 persons from the Calamba, including Father, Neneng, Sisa, Lucia, Pasiano, and the rest of us. Hidalgo also stated in his letter that he was preparing a letter to the Queen Regent of Spain explaining the Calamba situation in order to secure justice. Family reunion in Hong Kong. Before Christmas of 1891, he was gladdened by the arrival of his father, brother, and Silvestre Ubaldo, his brother-in-law in Hong Kong. Not long afterwards, his mother and sisters, Lucia, Josefa, and Trinidad, also arrived. It is said that the Christmas of 1891 in Hong Kong was one of the happiest Yuletide celebrations in Rizal's life, for he had a happy family reunion. On January 31, 1892, he wrote to Blumentritt recounting their pleasant life in Hong Kong. As follows: Here we are all living together, my parents, sisters, and brother, in peace and far from the persecutions they suffer in the Philippines. They are very much pleased with the English government. Ophthalmic surgeon in Hong Kong. He successfully operated in her mother's left eye so that she will be able to read and write. A Portuguese physician, Dr. Lorenzo P. Marquez, who became his friend and admirer, helped him build up a wide clientele. January 31, 1892. Writing to Blumentritt, he said, Here I practice as a doctor, and I have here many sick of influenza. Because there is an epidemic, through the newspaper, I am informed that this sickness is also causing ravages in Europe. I hope you and your esteemed family will be spared. In our house, my mother, my brother-in-law, and one of my sisters are sick. Thank God they are out of danger. Ophthalmic surgeon in Hong Kong. Rizal was given moral support and substantial date in his medical practice in Hong Kong. From some of his friends in Europe, such as Mr. Bosted, who praised his medical profession, Dr. Ariston Bautista, who sent him a congratulatory letter and gave him two books related to his profession, Antonio Virgil did offer him his service for purchase of medical books. Dr. Hermanio D. Ocampo praised Rizal for he possesses the qualities of a great ophthalmic surgeon. The Borneo Colonization Project resulted in the creation of a Filipino colony in North Borneo of Zaba. He intended to relocate the Filipino families to the British island and carve out the virgin wilderness and New Calamba. On March 7, 1892, he went to Sandakan on board the ship Menon to negotiate with the British authorities for the establishment of a Filipino colony. Then, his mission was successful. The British authorities of Borneo were willing to give Filipino colonists 100 acres of land, a beautiful harbor, and a good government for 999 years, free of all charges. By April 20, he was back in Hong Kong. Writings in Hong Kong. Rizal came back and continued these writings, then was able to produce several writings which are Ang Mga Karapatan ng Tao, 1891, A la Nación Española, 1891, Una Vista a la Victoria Gaul, March 2, 1892, Colonización de British North Borneo par de Familias de Iles Philippines, and lastly, Rizal wrote La Mano Roja in June 1892. The most important writing made by Rizal during his Hong Kong sojourn was Constitution of Liga Filipina, which was printed in Hong Kong in 1892. Decision to return to Manila. In May 1892, Rizal made up his mind to return to Manila. This decision was spurred by the following. First, to confer the government disposal regarding his Borneo colonization project. Second, to establish the Liga Filipina in Manila. Third, to prove that Eduardo de Lete was wrong. So that's the end of life of Rizal being ophthalmic surgeon in Hong Kong in 1891 to 1892. Thank you for listening. God bless you.